So thank you everyone for joining the call. Really appreciate you all for taking the time to be here on this auspicious occasion for the book launch of, I call him Professor, I call him Dr. Johnson. I know my name is Gift Amadi, and I will be the MC for today's wonderful event. I have a personal story with Mr. Johnson Aina, one of my mentors over the last almost 9 years. I have been in Canada, and I can tell you for a surety that I am not just one that, is just showing up for the event. I am one that has benefited directly from some of the huge wisdom and impact that this book that is being launched today will reveal. And I believe a lot of us here are here to support him, are also here to identify with all that he is to not just me, but to a lot of people. And then funded graduate admissions is something that brought a lot of people that are on the call, into Canada, into the US, and into many other countries where people are pursuing higher education. And also for those that are still in Nigeria, it is a book that can greatly impact you and help you in your journey to pursue higher education. So today, I really want to appreciate every single one for being on the call. Once again, my name is Gift, and right now we're moving on to the next segment. Before we do that, we're just going to play a very short video clip on the authors, just for you to get to know more about the author, Johnson I know. So just going to play a very short video clip.
No solamente una pocos online.
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you for watching the short clip introducing the author for the book today, Mr. Johnson, Engineer Johnson Aina. So right now we're going to just read a short profile of the author. We get to know the author for today's event. Just permit me to share this on the screen for everyone. Okay. So the author is Johnson Aina, is a multi-award winning education consultant, prolific writer, and a world-class speaker who teaches the art of success with simplicity and excellence. Okay, Johnson graduated with a first class in mechanical engineering from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria. Prior to that, he was awarded an associate degree in mechanical engineering at the Federal Polytechnic at Ado-Ekiti, Nigeria, where he finished as the second best student in his graduating class. Now, after his bachelor's degree, he got admitted into Howard University, Washington, D.C. in the US, where he got a fully funded program for his master's in structural mechanics. He later went on to complete a fully funded master's in mechanical and materials engineering at the University of Manitoba, Canada, and he finished with a distinction. Now, Johnson also completed the Credential of Readiness in Business Administration from Harvard Business School. He's also a professional engineer in the province of Manitoba, Canada. Johnson is currently the Vice President of the Nigerian Chapter of Engineers, Geoscientist Manitoba. He was Vice President membership of the Toastmasters International at MCI. He was also the Director of Finance and board member of St. Norbert's Children's Center. Johnson has worked on many engineering projects in both the automobile and aerospace industries here in Canada. This includes leading teams of engineers and technicians in Canada and the US to perfect solutions that saved the company millions of dollars in repairs and recall. Now, as a result of his problem solving and project management skills, he won the SVP Sport Award in the most recent company that he worked in. Johnson is currently a PhD student in mechanical and materials engineering at the University of Manitoba, with funding working on an innovative research on the microstructural evolution of additive manufacturing. That's 3D printing, a component of Industry 4.0, of a high temperature superalloy for aerospace applications. Now, Mr. Johnson is the managing partner of AJ Distinct Consult, a company that carefully guides prospective graduate school applicants to secure fully funded admissions into Canadian and USA universities for more than 8 years. Johnson and his wife, Dr. Bolanle Aina, are co-founders of Bola Bio Foundation, an initiative that helps to support financially challenged students in Nigeria. In his spare time, Johnson enjoys sharing practical experiences on how to navigate through life using social media, including what is now a very popular writing of his called the Monday Nuggets. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the wonderful author of the day. I don't want it to just sit there. Let's participate. I know we are all coming on Zoom. Let's welcome the author and the ever prolific writer and engineer, a wonderful husband, my mentor, and the one we are celebrating today, Mr. Johnson Aina. Let's put our hands together. You know, you can do it at home. You can do it on the screen using your chat. Welcome, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming around. I really appreciate everyone. Can you hear me very well?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so while we are waiting for that to be fixed, kindly be aware that there will be door prizes. So please do not leave the call early. Some people will have the opportunity, okay, to win some door prizes. We have the ebook version, and some people will also get the paperback version. So for the rest of the day, I'm really excited about the lineup of speakers. Please, as you come into the call, just kindly notify us. So I'm going to be calling out some names of some distinguished guests that will be speaking throughout the program. Our keynote speaker is Dr. Oluwaseyi Ogunshola, and we also have other speakers lined up for today. We're going to be having Dr. Charles Nwaizu, the assistant professor from the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. We will have Mr. Michael Katzit, the CEO of Capital Care Trust and Securities Nigeria. Especially, we will be having Dr. Isaac Akinwumi, who is the father-in-law to the author today. And also we would have Mr. Sheson James, Head of Technicals, Provast Limited, Nigeria. Also, we will have Pai Beniza Aino, Mr. Johnson's father, a very wonderful artist and friend, dear friend to Mr. Johnson, Mr. Dotun Popola, a very popular international artist here. Dr. Babatunde Nuga, one of the professors here in the University of Manitoba, will be speaking. Dr. Bolanle, I know, of course, and Dr. Johnson's wife will also be speaking. And we also have Mr. Ekaba Tawo, will be one of the speakers today, bringing us some nuggets about the book and also telling us a little bit about the author. So every single person, let's sit tight to learn more about funded graduate admission, 10 steps to a successful graduate admission in North America. Now, personally, I want to say this before the author comes up to give us some insight, that I am one of the beneficiaries of this, even before the book came into light. I'm one of the beneficiaries personally from what Mr. Johnson has been able to come up with funded graduate admission. To many, it's sort of a myth on how they can get admitted, you know, into this continent. And I think other continents as well seeking graduate admission. And, you know, even last night when I spent time with the author talking about the book and his goals, he said some key things which I know that we will benefit from today. For those people in Nigeria, maybe it might not be for you, it might be for someone else that you know that is seeking to pursue graduate school as an option to further their career. So I want you to sit tight. Please take time to make some notes and then we will move from there. Okay. Okay, so I think we're going to start with the door prizes right now, the first set of door prizes. And for that, I'm going to invite Mr. Wale Jegede to do the first set of door prizes for those who came in early, to also be beneficiaries for coming in early. So, Mr. Wale, if you're there, you can take over at this point.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Gift, for bringing me on. So just a quick understanding for everybody. We're going to be doing 3 different rounds of like a raffle draw. However, the author had mentioned to me that we should stick with the names of those that are registered. I think that's fair. But I also understand there might be people here that did not register and we may not have your name. But after this draw, I'll check with the author and see. So let me say this. If you did not register and you're joining this program right now, could you please put your name and email address on the chat so we can extract? If you know you did not register, please put your name and your email address on the chart so that we could include you in the next 2 raffle draw. So we're starting now. So the first person on this draw is Olusumade Olushola. I don't know, so I don't want anybody to be confused how we're doing this. So we have for this session, we have 3 different. We're going to have 3 different. So we're having 3 different persons. So 1 ebook and 2 paperback. So we need to go for the 3rd person. So this will be the 3rd person we're picking for this round of raffle draw. So this is third winner. So for those of you who have just put your name that you did not register, I'm going to include you on the next 2 draws we're going to have. So I'm going to send this back now to Mr. Gift. Thank you.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Wale. So without wasting much time, I'm going to welcome the author for today for his opening remarks and also to tell us the purpose of the awesome piece that he has written. I consider it timeless because it is something that is important for a lot of people, young people who after leaving university have an interest in pursuing higher education, but oftentimes do not have anything to fall back on or to start as a guide to pursuing funded graduate admission. So let's welcome the author for today, Mr. Johnson Aina.
Okay, hello, can everybody hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really very sorry for some of the technical issues that we had. We're very sorry. I know a number of people were on the waiting list for whatever reason. The system just messed itself up, but notwithstanding, we'll continue with the program of the day. Like Gift already said, I took my time to write this book, and I'm going to be sharing with you reasons why I wrote the book and some of the things that anybody can gain from reading this book. So I want to first of all thank everyone for making out time to attend this virtual book launch. I know everybody, I would have loved it to be a live one, but that we are going to be in person, but due to a distance barrier across the globe and the pandemic, that's why we are doing this virtual launch. So despite our busy schedule, all of us has been able to honor this occasion, and I'm very happy to do this. I'm going to be answering some of your questions as the program goes by, and then based on this, my speech as well, I'm also going to be answering and touching on a few things that this book actually contains. Let me share my screen. Can I share my screen, Gift?
Yes, you can.
All right, I'm going to do that right now. Can everybody see my screen?
It's coming on.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So my name is Johnson Aina, like everybody knows, and then I am the author of Funded Graduate Admission, 10 Steps to Successful Graduate Admission in North America. The graduate school application, especially for African people from African countries, is very, very intense. And the increase in the number of applicants that are trying to attend a graduate school they are increasing. And then the challenge that people have in applying to graduate school is such that there are a little or no information that gives documentation or textbooks that will give you A to Z information on what you need to do as a graduate admission seekers. And that is one of the reasons why I wrote this book. As someone whose parents had little or no education, information becomes very important, and it's extremely very necessary for me to have accurate and truthful information in applying to a graduate school. After my third year at Obafemi Awolowo University, the thoughts to go to a graduate school outside of Nigeria came to me, and I remembered I told my mom that, "Mommy, I'm going to be getting out of the country to have my master's." And then she responded in Yoruba, I mean, I'm going to interpret that. It means that, we don't have money, but God will do it. And God indeed did the miraculous of allowing me to enjoy fully funded graduate admission across North America. So what are my motivation for writing this book? Very quickly, just give me 1 second. What are my motivation for writing this book? Number one is to bridge the gap of information that exists for applicants that are seeking to secure fully funded graduate admission. What do I mean by this? It means that there are a number of people that are having half-baked information or that do not even have information as to what it means to secure fully funded a graduate admission. Now, this book will give you the information that you need in order for you to know what you need to do to secure fully funded graduate admission. Number two is to demystify the myth about graduate admission that make many unsuspecting applicants to fall into the traps of scammers in the name of consultants. I have consulted for a number of people and I've met with people, and one of the things that they have told me is that they feel that somebody has just scammed them, somebody has just swindled them of their hard-earned money. Why? Because the person lied to them that going to graduate school is one mystical way before you can be accepted into a graduate school in North America. This book is written to demystify that myth. And thirdly, Funded Graduate Admission as a book was written to give back to the community. Now, I am a product of Africa. Africa is where I come from. So writing this book gives me a privilege, gives me the opportunity to give back to the community, to give back to the continent that gave me everything I needed to shine in the global stage. So this book, Funded Graduate Admission, is my own gift to the community that made me, to the community that allowed me to fly even amongst my equal. So now, who are the people that can benefit from this book? I have written the book, so who are those that can benefit from the book? Number one, professionals that are at the crossroads of either pursuing an advanced degree or continue to gain experience. A lot of professionals are at that point in their career where they do not know what they need to do. Either they want to pursue graduate school or they want to continue to amass experiences. I need to let you know that going for graduate school can fast track your career and can equally increase your earning potential. And that is why you are going to be one of the beneficiaries of this book. Secondly, graduating students from high school and secondary school. Now, you might think that, oh, wow, it might be too far away from them to start to think about this. No. When they are exposed to relevant information early enough, then it makes sense. It helps them to be able to prepare. Imagine you give your son, your daughter, who is just in SS3 or in the final year in high school, this book is going to help him to know exactly what to focus on, both as a person and in his academics. In fact, one of the participants who is currently on this call right now actually got more than 50 copies of this book, and it has been delivered to the secondary school he graduated from in Port Harcourt, meaning that the person had seen the benefit, the value that this book will be bringing into the lives of those children by getting them to know about this information early enough. Now, number three categories of people that would benefit from this book are undergraduate students, either at the entry level or in their final year. A lot of people do not know what are those things that are being considered by the admission committee before they decide on who they are going to offer admissions to. Now, sometimes people in the final year, they become very lackadaisical, they become very relaxed that, oh, okay, we are now in the final year, let me just enjoy myself. No, don't be surprised, because most of the admission committee, they actually consider your final 60 credit hour, meaning your final 2 sessions that you had in your undergrad. And some other schools, they divide about this percentage across your years in the undergrad. So that means that when this book gets into the hands of people in their first year or people in their final year, it's going to do magic in helping them to actually focus on what is important to them. Now, number 4, youth corps who are just out of university and will be spending the next year of their life to serve the country. Now, I want to let you know that it was during my NYSC that I prepared for and wrote my GRE, the graduate record exam. The first 3 weeks that I spent in the camp was when I prepared for my GRE, And after the camp, I went to write the exam. So what does that mean? It means that corpers can also be beneficiaries of this book by making sure that they are able to position themselves and maximize the 1 year opportunity that they have to serve their country. Number 5, parents who are concerned about the future of their children. So many parents are not sure what they need to do. So many parents don't even know how to apply for graduate school. So when you read this book, it will help you to be able to guide your children very well on the path they need to do, in a path they need to follow in order for them to secure fully funded graduate admission. Now, I have been able to simplify the process of graduate admission, and that you can find from these very flow charts. This flow chart actually tells you all you need to do, all the steps that are needed for you to secure fully funded graduate admission. In fact, there are 10 steps that I've come up with. And it starts from, why do you want to go to grad school? If you cannot come up with a solid reasons why you want to go to grad school, you might not be able to complete the process, not to talk of you completing the program. So you must be able to come to a point in your life when you want to decide why do I want to go to grad school. There are different reasons why you may want to go to grad school. Then the second step is to make list of countries or universities that you want to attend. You have to do what I call pre-application evaluation. This is very key. It is what you do in order for you to know where you stand in the scale of things when you want to apply to graduate school. If you don't know where you stand in the scale of things when you are applying to graduate school, you might just be beating about the bush. When you do this pre-application evaluation, it's going to help you to know which country and which school you need to focus on. And then how do you write letter of introduction? How do you approach professors? How do you do that? It is after you have been able to approach professors and get positive response. For example, in a country like Canada, that you can apply officially. When you apply officially without getting a professor, your application might not be considered and it might return as being unsuccessful. Now, another thing that I did in this book is to help you on how you can interpret your funding letter. Now, quite a number of people, once they get the admission letter and they are offered funding, they begin to jump up and down and say they are millionaires here and there. But I would like you to know is that there is a way you can interpret your funding letters such that you are taking into consideration the country you are going and not the country you are currently living. So that is why this book is equally important. So the first part of this book focus on this particular 10 steps to graduate admission. The second part focus on other areas. Part of the things that this book focuses on in the second part are what are the differences that exist between graduate school in Canada as well as in the US. There are differences and you need to understand that. Failure to understand that might not allow you to get it right when you are applying. Now, another thing I also put in the second part of that book are links to some scholarships. Links to some scholarships that are available within the schools and outside of the schools, within the province and outside of the province, in Canada as well as in US. And I also provided links to some schools that you can apply to. Particularly in the second part of the book, I came up with some challenges that graduate school face when they are in graduate school, that graduate students face, and how they can overcome them. There are challenges that are not peculiar to you alone, that are common to all graduate school applicants, and it is very important for you to understand these particular challenges. So I itemized 10 of those challenges, and I prefer a solution on how to take care of those challenges. Now, what you are seeing on your screen is a typical way of how some schools will review your results in Canada. This is what University of Manitoba uses in converting Nigerian system to University of Manitoba system. And as you can see here, if you score 44 in your transcript, you have actually failed by the time they are doing the conversion. Whereas in Nigeria, if you score 44, you actually have an E or a D. So that is why converting your skills, converting your results is actually very important before you apply to schools. Now, if you look at this particular slide as well, this is a real result of somebody. It's an actual result of somebody who was formerly my client, and then we're able to evaluate his own results. Now, this is what he had in his final 60 credit hour from Nigeria, 4.42 over 5 points. By the time we converted it to University of Manitoba system, it became 3.59 over 4.5. Now, this becomes very necessary because in University of Manitoba, for example, the minimum GPA requirement is 3.0 all over 4.5. So this book is very important. It makes the whole process very smooth and enjoyable for you. So what is now the message for you as participants of this book launch? My message for everyone who has graced this occasion is that let us make the dream and make your dream of going to a graduate school in North America and other parts of the world a reality by you going through a proven step or proven steps that have been tested over the years. And by the time you go through these steps, it's going to make the journey to your graduate school application smooth, and even you can predict whether or not you are going to be admitted. Now, I'm going to be ending my speech in this short time with the quote from one of my favorite persons, Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton said that if I have seen further than others, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. My shoulders are available for everyone that is seeking fully funded graduate admission to stand on by using the book that I've just written. This book has been written to make the whole process easy and smooth for you. So another thing I would like you to do is to answer this simple question. Wouldn't you rather get copies of this book for yourself and to every African child that would want to fulfill their dreams of coming to North America to have a good education? I am a child of an ordinary citizen of Nigeria, and by the help of fully funded graduate admission, I am solving global engineering problems, and I want everybody as well to support every other African child in order for them to also fulfill and solve other global problems. I'm going to pause for now, and I'm going to be ready to answer some of your questions when the time comes. Enjoy the rest of the program, and over to you, Gibbs. Thank you.
Okay, everyone, kindly put your hands together for the author. Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. I know we really appreciate you. You are a gift not just to us, but to the world. Thank you for making graduate admissions processes very simple, very easily understandable, readable in a very short and concise manner. We really appreciate you. And I want to say this to every single person, okay? Personally, I am a product of funded graduate admissions, okay? Didn't pay a single dime for graduate school. In fact, graduate school was fully funded to the point that, you know, they even started paying me. So I will tell you right now, you are definitely in for one of the biggest rewards in life. I want you to imagine this, okay? Imagine someone asking you, okay, because for some people now, it's a matter of, oh, how much and this and that. But I want you to look beyond that. It is something that can not just change your life, but can change a whole generation. So it's possible that this may not be for you, but there is one person around you or two people around you that if you put this book in their hand, it could mean the world for them. Okay, so I want you to take the time, you know, to enjoy the rest of the program. Quickly, we are going on to the very next segment. Here's going to be the second draw. Okay, so you have an opportunity to win some prizes here now, and I'm going to be turning on this segment to Mr. Wale Jegede again to do the draw for our next set of winners. Over to you, Mr. Wale.
So just to let everybody know, I already added the names of everyone who indicated their new email addresses and names has not been registered. I included it now on the list. So I'm going to go through another draw. So for this draw, I believe we're going to be having one ebook and 2 paperbacks. One ebook and 2 paperbacks. So that means we're going to do 3, we're going to run this section for 3 different people. So here we go. Again, I want everybody to remember this is automated on Excel. We're not, there's no hanky panky. We're just running a formula which you can see to do a random draw of everybody on the list. And of course, there will be no repetition. So this is the first winner for this session. This email address, odohdan@gmail.com, odohdan@gmail.com. So I'll quickly include that here. And then I'll run the second draw. Oh, okay. Anyway, that's fine. I'll get to that. I'll run the second draw now. So here we go. obayomi.t@yahoo.com. So this is the, let me move this here. obayomi.t@yahoo.com. So this is the second winner for this session. And for the third winner, let's run this draw again. Here we go. You have olurhemy@gmail.com. olurhemy@gmail.com. So once again, just to remind everybody, we will be running the last draw coming up, and I'll encourage everybody who did not register for this session but is actually listening or is joining us to please include your name and email addresses on the chat group. I'll pick that up. I'll add it to the list of registered participants, and then you can be part of those that have the chances of winning the next draw. So thank you, everyone. I'll hand it back to Mr. Gift. Thank you.
Okay, so right now we're moving on to the next segment. And Mr. Wale, if you could stop sharing your screen. Thank you. Okay, so right now we're going to be hearing from our keynote speaker and our guest for today. Just going to share this here. Now, our keynote speaker today is Dr. Oluwaseyi Ogunshola. Dr. Oluwaseyi Ogunshola is an author, a mentor, a talent recruiter, and a leader who is passionate about empowering people to fulfill their purpose. He has helped several international students to gain admission and scholarship offers in the United States. He offers top quality resume reviews and interview trainings to help candidates improve their chances of landing a full-time job offer. Now, Dr. Ogunshola was born in and raised in Lagos, Nigeria. He obtained his Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering from the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria, graduating as the top student in the 2008 class. And in 2011, Dr. Ogunshola moved to the United States for his PhD in Mechanical Engineering after obtaining full scholarships from several universities in the United States. Now, he attended the University of Oklahoma, where he served as the chair of the Graduate Student Society, the International Student Ambassador, the Graduate Student Senator, and more. Now, he broke several barriers faced by international students in the United States, leading to several job offers nearly 1 year before graduation. And currently, Dr. Ogunshola is a program manager for innovation with Shell Energy Company in Houston, Texas. He's also Shell's campus ambassador and conference representative for multiple universities within the United States. Dr. Ogunshola has managed multi-million dollars portfolios of energy projects in the United States, China, India, and the United Kingdom. Now, his work has also resulted in multiple publications and patents. Dr. Ogunshola enjoys meeting people and giving back. He's the founder of Beautified Educational Initiative, a foundation focused on beautifying the lives of educationally less advantaged children. So ladies and gentlemen across the globe, let us welcome someone whom I have heard so much about. It's my first time meeting him because he's a mentor to my own personal mentor, and I am super excited, and we are indeed honored to have him here today. Let's all welcome Dr. Oluwaseyi Ogunshola.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Gift. I'm very, very honored and very privileged to be here this afternoon. I think many people are joining from different parts of the world. So good afternoon, good evening to everyone. And sorry about the earlier glitches. I was following everything patiently as Gift was introducing Aina Johnson. And I must say that I have also similar things to say, or even maybe much more to say, because I've met Johnson Aina now for about 17 years. So we met in 2004 at the University of Oklahoma. So I'm just going to tell you things that are my own experiences with Johnson Aina, and how I feel this book is going to be of immense benefit to everyone who is attending this call today. Personally, I've also benefited from this book because I was privileged to read it before it was finalized. So I really have a lot to say, and I hope everybody also can take the advantage to make sure that this information is readily available to you. So for my keynote today, I know we are behind time. I'll just try to make things fast. So I want to share a couple of things. So please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So pretty quickly, I think Gift already did a very wonderful introduction. So I'll just skip most of these things. So by background, I'm a mechanical engineer. I studied at the University of Ife, which is Obafemi Awolowo University. And that was where I met Aina Johnson. So we met during the second year at the university. I would say both of us connected immediately because I saw a lot of things that we had in common. The first one was that both of us came from a very humble background. So I remember we were always talking about, how do you even fund your education? How do you even get the next meal? Was always like a challenge. And then the second one was he had this passion for excellence. So it was always like, how do I get this first class honors at the end of the day, right? And he was always asking me then because I was 1 year ahead. I was also one of those students who was doing very well in my sets. So we both of us connected based on academic excellence. But more importantly, there was this passion to study abroad. So how do we go about it? How do we even navigate the process? And both of us really didn't have anybody to look up to. So maybe you're in that situation, first generation to go to school, or you don't really have people who have gone ahead of you to actually explain and simplify the process. So both of us were just, with this ambition about one day, hoping that one day you go to study abroad. And I remember from his third year, it was always searching and looking up information about, how do you go to school in the US? It was always about US admissions. So how do you go to school in the US? How do you actually get the funding? Because that was like a breaking point. Most of us, based on humble background, there was just no way to raise the thousands of dollars that we need to get any admission fulfilled. So that was a key challenge then. So how do you really get to bypass all of this, showcase of bank account statement and all of these things? How do you get into schools where there will be potential scholarship offers to cover your expense? So that was really where we kind of bonded. And from second year to graduation, we stayed in touch. Both of us, I went further to work in the industry to PZ Cussons. So I left Nigeria 2011 in August. And it seems like Aina Johnson was just was following me because by December, he also came to the US and he came to Howard University on full scholarship. we're emphasizing this part just for you to know that many things are possible with the right information. With the right information available to you, many things are possible. And I feel like many people also, want to really study abroad. They want to, they have this dream of, either a better life or a graduate program outside of Nigeria or outside of wherever, they are from in Africa, but really don't know how to go about it. How do I even go about it? How do I even start? Honestly speaking, I feel like if some people knew or had the right information, they possibly wouldn't even do their bachelor's in Nigeria, given the level of, either intelligence or performance from high school. There are tons of information available, and information gap, to me, is one of the biggest challenges with our people. So what are those things that are usually on the minds of students? So if you ask me, I would say a couple of things like, thinking about my own thoughts. Many people want to relocate, but the main purpose is either to improve their quality of life or either to, to pursue a dream, either to have access to opportunity, which is, we know most systems back in Africa and other places. The playing field is not leveled, and many people want to go to an environment where they have a better chance to thrive, to succeed, to also fulfill their potentials. Secondly, many people want to study abroad. I mentioned this earlier. They just don't know how to go about it. They have the, they have the idea, they have the interest, they have the passion, but how do you really go about it? Where do you start from? What are the things involved? And that is also one of those challenges. And again, the biggest one that I mentioned earlier is how do you actually even fund this education? When you see the requirement, the thousands of dollars you need to raise to attend school, that itself, is a showstopper. And you start thinking about, I think, let me just stay back where I am and focus on my immediate country. So how do you really fund that education? And again, many people are not even sure whether they will qualify. I know Johnson talked about the requirement, translating your results or credentials into the diaspora system of grading, right? Would you even be able to compete, with people who are applying globally? So all of these questions are on the top of minds of many students. The other thing I think is really, a lot of students oftentimes need the help to prepare and package the application. Many people think they can just go online, just type one or two things, and then in our time, 2011, 10 years ago, right? It was maybe many people don't really know about study abroad at that time. Fast forward now, Indians, Chinese, Iranians, everybody is applying. And the top two destinations are the US and Canada. Why? These are the choicest destinations for most international students. They also have the largest pool of funding opportunities available. In fact, most international students that are exceptional will get some type of funding for their graduate program. And so most people want to come here and imagine the millions of people who are applying globally for very limited spots, right? So previously you could just submit application and hope that they will get back to you and you get positive reviews. But now you have to package the application properly. It's beyond just even writing a statement of purpose and just saying submit, you have a perfect GPA. I have people who had perfect GPAs and they did not get admission even from average schools in the US. So most students, even though they don't know, they actually need some help to package and prepare the applications the right way. And they also need help to navigate the process. Johnson mentioned the example where in Canada, you need to understand how the system works. You need to understand what to do at a particular time. You need to understand that you need to contact professors and get a bit of their endorsement before you actually even submit your application. So navigating the process then in Canada is different from US. And you could take years to study and understudy what you need to do. But in the case of Johnson, I know he has already experienced the process. And that is why you don't need to go through that painful process anymore, because he has already simplified this. And I must say something here, that there are so many study abroad, and I don't mean to downgrade anybody, but there are so many study abroad consultants who have never studied abroad, right? And they offer, guaranteed admission and everything for students. At the end, it all ends up in disappointment. Everything you read in Johnson's books is different because he has studied both in the US and in Canada. He studied under full funding in both cases. He excelled academically in both cases. So he's talking from the wealth of experience of what he has actually demonstrated. And I remember there was somebody who was complaining to me about how they got, duped back in Nigeria. The person was helping them to work out an admission in Canada. And the guy himself is in Nigeria. He has not even traveled out. So how do you give what you don't have, right? So that is one thing that is unique in this situation. So navigating the process itself can be painful, and you need the right people to help you. I will fast forward quickly to say you also need help to even interpret requirements. I don't just talk about the funding required, the GPA requirement. There are some exams, maybe GRE, test of English, other things. There are schools that will waive these things. There are schools that will say they are optional. So all of these things, they cloud the entire process. And you really need people that will be able to help you to interpret. Now, most of the people try to figure it out alone. They face multiple rejections along the line. They also end up doing a lot of trial and errors, which doesn't help them to an advantage. And I already mentioned this one, so I would not. I'll just emphasize it again. It's very easy to fall into wrong hands because there are so many people promising heaven and earth when it comes to graduate admission. You need people with integrity, people who are tested and proven. And Arnold Johnson could not be in a better position, given his own experience. And I've known him for 17 years, as I mentioned. So I can vouch for his integrity. And I also actually read that book. So guess what? I was so lucky that I was one of those to have read the book from start to the finish. And I can actually, using my own brand, also endorse this book to the advantage fully. So quickly, I've already talked about this one, so I'll skip it. Where did we met at IFE? It came from graduate studies in the US in 2011. But one thing I like about Arnold Johnson is this thing, the third thing here, which is the fact that most people don't keep touch. For 17 years, Arnold Johnson has always kept touch. He's very consistent, keeping touch, sharing knowledge and experiences, giving freely. Giving freely. A lot of people, they keep all their information thoughts in their heads. He actually went the extra mile to actually put something down that will benefit generations to come. If both of us, if I know and I, if we knew this information when we were back in year 1, year 2, we possibly would have left the country right after bachelor's degree. So think about that. So, but it's very important to keep touch with the right people. So why the US and Canada? There are so many things that I can talk about Europe. I lived in Europe for like 9 months, so that is a story for another day. Why the US and Canada in particular? There are peculiar things about these countries. First of all, US, for example, there are 5,000 plus universities in US, right? For a population that is just twice the number of universities, the population of Nigeria, for example, they have nearly 30 times the number of universities in Nigeria. Unfortunately, 3/4 of our students will never get admission into a university at the undergraduate level. And at the graduate level, there's virtually no chance for an average student to even go to school. The case is different in North America, especially US and Canada. These countries make up North America. In terms of the number of students that they have enrolled in their system, Canada is similar to Nigeria, 2 million. The United States has about 20 million students, but combine these countries together, the number of international students are up to 2 million in both countries, almost the number of students that are studying in the entire Nigeria. That should give you an idea of how welcoming these universities and these countries are to international students. The biggest difference to me is those three that I've highlighted in yellow. Number one is the funding. The funding is so enormous because these countries, they are particular about progressiveness and being number one in all the respective fields. The number two is the graduate studies. Do you know that graduate studies in Africa actually has no time limit unofficially? A 2 years master's can go to 5 years. And I'm saying this because I've seen people who have also spent 7 years, 8 years for a PhD program that never ended. Graduate studies here is so structured in the US and in Canada. It's so structured. There are facilities in place, there are funding in place, and they are actually working on things that are solving current problems. They are working on innovation. They are working on things that can be related to. And I don't mean to say anything bad about any Nigerian university in particular, but do you know that there was, in my time, I memorized a drilling machine, in mechanical engineering. I memorized a drawing entirely of a drilling machine because it was part of the questions in an exam. They were asking, draw a drilling machine. And I drew that drilling machine in the exam. I labeled all the parts. Guess what? I got to the University of Oklahoma. I saw the same drilling machine. I could not identify it. I saw the same equipment. I just felt like I'd seen this one somewhere before. This is to tell you that you can move away from paper studies into tangible, practical studies in this continent. And the last thing is the statement is the standard of living, which I called SOL. The standard of living is so different from where we are coming from. So how can this book then help us? And this will be my my last slide. I just wanted to look at the title of the book so that you will understand what Johnson was thinking about when he was writing this book. Number one, it says funded, right? Funded. Why is that funded coming first? Because that is the major challenge for most people. So funded. So he itemized the steps involved to get funding in these universities in North America. If funding is not a problem, most people actually will take a leap of faith to come for graduate school. Second one, he talked about graduates. Why graduates? I mentioned some of the challenges earlier. Graduate studies is one of the areas that were not so developed in Africa. In fact, in entire Nigeria, there are only 200,000 students in graduate schools, compared to abroad where you have millions of researches ongoing. Third one is the admission. Admission process itself is a myth. I think Gift or Wale was talking about that earlier. There are so many things involved. You could spend all your money on application fees and not get a single admission. Johnson simplified those processes and told you everything involved in the admission process. The fourth one is the 10 steps. Why 10 steps, right? There's a start to finish. Start to finish, 10 steps involved. So from step 1, 2, 3, simple steps are involved. And then if you look at the title of the book, it says 10 steps to a successful graduate admission. So the emphasis is on success. Be successful to obtain the graduate admission at the end of the day. And then North America. North America is made up of US and Canada. These top two countries, they offer the largest pool of funding, largest pool of scholarships, largest pool of assistantships. They are also at the forefront of research. They are the most friendly, most welcoming countries to international students. So you mentioned North America. And finally, something that I didn't mention, which is if you wrap everything all together, is the end-to-end. So he has covered the starting, where you need to start from in the admission process, and how does that end to lead you into a funded graduate admission. So if you digest this book, personally, I am confident if you digest this book, you have a very good chance of securing that funding at the end of the day. In fact, you have a very good chance because you avoid some mistakes, some very costly mistakes that most students make when they are applying. You also be improving your chances. So why either you are very informed or you need a little help, this book is for you. Either you are already studying in Europe and you want to transition to the US, this book is for you. Now, what if you want to study in Europe and you're not interested in North American universities? This book is still for you because those steps regarding the admission process, they apply irrespective of where you are going into. So finally, let me end with this quote that I really like, right? This is one of my quotes when I was writing the foreword for the book. So first thing is that this book is a one-stop reference. And this is how Johnson has written the book. Make it a one-stop reference and a roadmap to guide you on your journey to that graduate study in the US. Now, to recap what I said earlier, United States and Canada both are top countries of choice. And that's why this book focuses very much on North American universities. Both countries have the largest pool of scholarships available. Then this book will help you to prepare your application in the right way. It improves your chances significantly. And there are many steps involved, but these steps have been simplified into the 10 steps that you can follow one after the other to get to your dreamland. So if you want to be like this guy who is smiling here, I actually pulled it from the internet. I don't know him, but it seems like a very happy student who is smiling at the end of the day to your journey to graduate program. I very strongly recommend this book for you, and I hope you can embrace one today, and I hope it works for you. So thank you for the time. I think I've spent 17 minutes, 2 minutes over. We're very delighted to be here today, very grateful for the opportunity, and also very happy to see many people join. I think a lot of people, more than 60, are on the call. So thank you all for the time. I'm still going to be on the call. If there are questions later, I can also chip in and answer. So over to you, Gifts.
Aina.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael. We appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time. Very quickly, we are going to be hearing from Mr. Aina's in-law, Dr. Isaac Akinwumi. So we're going to unmute you, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, Johnson is my son, and I'm very, very delighted for his progress. He has brought me and my wife to Winnipeg, Canada, and so I can see the wonderful thing he had been doing. I have not much to say than to thank all of you, the author, the organizers, and the participants. I'm here in Ife, and people who know me, they know that I'm somebody of integrity. Whatever I say to them and recommend to them, they will know that it will not be fake. So I thank you all, and I'm here to vouch for the integrity of Engineer Johnson Aina, and I wish you all the very best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daddy. Thank you for joining us all the way from Nigeria. Just imagine, he's in professional in the field as well. Yeah, as a doctor himself, we really appreciate you for taking the time. Okay, very quickly, we're just gonna do a few more goodwill messages. Let's hear from Ebenezer Aina, who is the father of Dr. Johnson, right? My privilege to also hear him speak to this evening. Wait, Mr. Johnson, is he using a different name? Oh, just a sec.
Unmute him, I think it should be.
Okay.
Yeah, unmute him. I think it should be on the call.
Okay. Is he with us?
Yeah, I unmute Michael. I think maybe it went off. Michael is there. Unmute, I know Michael, so he can come on.
Okay. Hello, Michael. Can you hear me?
Okay, so Michael.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. So you
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, Daddy. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Ebenezer, you know. It's Ebenezer, you know. I'm the son of the author of this book. We thank God for this book because today I'm very happy to see what is happening now. But now I want everybody to understand that this book is for everybody. You know about this book, that if you want to travel, to share this book to everybody, all the students, graduate, undergraduate, you know what is going on, so God can help. And I want everybody to understand that this one is not something like a gamble, something straightforward. So I thank God for this book. God will let this book to move forward. I thank you all for supporting this book. Thank you very much. God bless everybody. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Hello. Thank you very much, Daddy, for giving us Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson is now a gift to the world, and he is doing great things. We are super excited to be associated with you and your family. Okay, so moving on is someone I have always wanted to meet, and I'm super excited that he's on this call today. An international, some of you have seen his works, sculptor, an artist, doing great things, not just in Nigeria, but all over the globe. Let's welcome Mr. Dotun Popola. Is he here? Okay. Mr. Dotun?
Yeah, if it's not here, you can. I guess.
Okay. Dr. Babatunde Nuga. Not here. Okay. We're just gonna take a few more. Okay, I see Mr. Ikaba Tao. Mr. Ikaba, if you can just unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Ikaba Tao, and I met Engineer Johnson, I know, about 4 years ago, and I've been privileged to study him from a distance through the years. His personality gave me all the conviction required to pre-order copies of this book, and I am not disappointed having read it. In my opinion, it's a valuable resource for anyone desirous of information on funded graduate studies in Canada and the US. Sir Arthur Doyle of Sherlock Holmes said, "It's a capital mistake to theorize before one has data, because one begins to twist facts to suit theories instead of theories to suit facts." This is evidently not the case with Engineer Aino, being a recipient of fully funded scholarships in the United States and Canada. From a standpoint of personal experience, he has compressed priceless information painstakingly gathered through several years into just about 100 pages to give readers the strategic positioning required for success in this regard. I have no doubt as many who read this book would find it informative. Thank you to everyone, and thank you, Engineer Aino.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Ikaba. We really appreciate you. Very quickly, we are going to hear from Dr. Oshoba.
Thank you very much. Book author, Engineer Johnson, Big Johnson, I used to call him, and the family at large, and the organizer of this event. A very good takeaway for me is that Johnson has just defied sort of burden that I carry as a lecturer with Nigerian University, specifically University of Lagos. I'm also fortunate. I've had a PhD degree from University of Manitoba, where Johnson is currently. Came there in 2009, not knowing anything about what he wrote in his book right now. And coming back home, a lot of students want to have same opportunity and wanted me to guide them. I've guided some Some have been successful, majority have not been successful. But with this book, Johnson has given me a tool that will help me to maximize the opportunity of those ones that are extremely brilliant and who need this book to make a future for themselves. Thank you, Johnson. God bless you the more. Yes, grateful.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Dr. Oshoba. Very quickly, because we will soon be rounding up today, we just want to give few more people the opportunity to speak, and then we'll move on to the question time for the author. Let's hear from Dr. Kunle Oluwasegun. Hello, Dr. Kunle.
Hello, everyone. Can you
Hi.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. It's a privilege to be in this book launch, and really, I just want to say that I'm not really surprised for this excellent piece coming out from this wonderful man. Because I've known Johnson right from Nigeria. He was one of my students. I taught him in Part 3 in OAU, and this is a guy that has the spirit of excellence in his life. And the same has been playing out all through the time up to now. Even when I came to Canada also, I met him here, University of Manitoba, when I came for a research. So he has been somebody that I've known and I can recommend to anybody as regards this piece he has written. So this is a blessing to the world, as people have also said. And I want people to dig down into this book and make it available to other people around you, because it's a blessed book, really. People have been struggling to get admission overseas, but this has come at the right time. For people to harness and to change, the plan of things as regards what they've been struggling for. So, Johnson, thank you so much for being a blessing to the world. Thank you so much for being a good brother. And thank you so much for taking care of my sister. Daddy, it's nice to see you again on the platform. It's been a lot of years that we've seen your face. So I appreciate everyone. Thank you for being here. God bless you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Doctor. We appreciate you. There's a lot of people indicating that they want to, say something, give some goodwill messages. Please, we will not be able to take everybody for want of time, but let's just hear from a few more. Dr. Kunle Oluwasegun, did we hear from you already?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So moving on, Popola Bukumi.
As Pope, I think it's indicated as Pope on the call.
Okay, so I'm going to unmute him. Can you hear? Is it there? I did already. Okay.
Oh.
Hello.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, let me say good evening to everyone. Good afternoon, wherever you are participating from the part of the world. So just a quick one from my side. Johnson has been a good friend. We met back in 2003, 2004. And like one of the speakers said, Johnson has been someone that has always been in contact. He never loses contact, right? He kept in touch all through the year, and he's been to be a wonderful person. A quick one on the book. To be honest, I think what's really caught my attention about the book is not just the fact that it's been able to put everything from A to Z, how to get from here to North America and get the funded, fully funded scholarship that you need for your graduate studies, is the spirit behind the work, the book itself. All right, you can feel it, that someone that is really want to help people. All right, so it's just beyond just writing it down, but the spirit behind the book. Okay, it's the kind of book that you pick up and you go through it. It kind of change your orientation, as a student or as as a someone seeking to have this All right. So, Johnson, thanks for giving us this. This is wonderful. I mean, I pray that the Lord will keep blessing you and keep making you to progress in life. Thank you very much, Johnson. God bless you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Popola. We appreciate you for being on the call. Last person we're going to hear from before we go over to the question and answer segment is someone who has benefited directly from this book and I think recently completed her graduate school, who is also the sibling of the author for today. So I would like her to speak and give some words about why it is important that everyone understands, and not just for themselves, but also help some other person, okay? Someone somewhere that needs this information, because all this book is really doing is bridging a huge information gap. Let's hear from Esther Aina.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, nice to have everyone. And my name is Esther Aina, and I recently completed my graduate studies here in Canada. And I'm one of the beneficiaries of the book before it was written. So I graduated from University of Ibadan, Nigeria. And so after my graduation, I know before graduation, Johnson Aina is my brother, and he's one of the shoulders that I'm standing on, to see the world. So before then, he has traveled. So, it was one person I was looking up to. So I knew that I want to study or continue my education outside the shore of Nigeria. So at that point, I already know that I need to do well. So while I was during my service year, that was when I started my graduate application. Along the line, I have to stop because of something happened in between my service year. Then I started again, and in 2017, I came in. So thanks to him, he was the one that helped me to navigate my way through. So I was able to know what to do, how to, reach out to the professors and everything. So, he will edit my statement of purpose, my letter of introductions. I remember those days, I cried because he doesn't deal with me as a sister. He's going to write me back and say, I studied linguistics. He's an engineering student. My brother will write back to me and say, and you said you studied linguistics, this is rubbish. And times without numbers, he will call my mom and say, I'm not sure this your daughter is serious. And those times I was really, really angry, but that was the place of pruning. And I got in a fully funded admission. So the point where he said you need to know, where you need to calculate your CGPA, your grades, to be able to know where you want to go. So with my grades, we calculated the schools so that I don't waste efforts. I already know where I should apply to and how to apply. And then the part of the money he talked about as well. Immediately I saw my funding. I was jubilating at home. Now, you know what? This is money. Then he called back. He said, you don't be too happy. These and these and these and these that you need to do. And then he helped me, encouraged me to know this funding is very small. You need to apply for something else. And I was able, while staying in Nigeria, I applied for something else as well that helped me. And I've introduced a lot of my friends that they are here also that they got their fully funded admissions into North American University. So graduate study, like Gift said, one of the benefits, graduate study puts you on that platform for the world. You compete with other people all around the world. So it gives you a platform, it gives you a voice. Immediately I finished, I got a job in one of the leading companies in Canada. So, it gives you opportunity. So today I'm excited for him. I'm happy. We've been calling him Prof for the longest. And, he's one of the person that motivates me. We have a lot of things in common. So I'm really happy for him, seeing me doing this great, and I wish him all the best. Thank you, everyone, and God bless you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Esther. Really appreciate you. And thank you for listening. The place of proning. I think that's one of the biggest issues for a lot of people when you think about graduate school. Even applying feels like a job application, you know, from the beginning. And so some people get discouraged, but thank you for, you know, staying focused and for graduating in flying colors as well. Last person we're going to call, we've spent, the time is fast spent, is someone also very dear to Mr. Johnson, myself, and I think a couple of us on the call also know him. Let's welcome Mr. Paul Ajayi.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. And Gate, since you had put me on the spot because I wasn't expecting this, but I'm very grateful for, can you guys hear me? Yeah, I'm very grateful for what Johnson had done. And when he told me he had the book launch today, I've known him for a while, and I said, is what the time? I would take 2 hours thereabout from my busy schedule. In fact, I was planning to leave the call in 5 minutes to go into another engagement for another 2 hours. And so what I did was to share my thoughts on the charts. Others can read it. I just said, Johnson Aina's passion for growth and learning is unparalleled. He has walked the path. He has excelled academically and is a student of success. I have no doubt this book will be instrumental in helping others achieve their dreams of funded studies. I wish I had this opportunity 22 years ago when I graduated from, I had my first degree in civil engineering from Nigeria, but this was Akulian. I actually got admission to go study petroleum engineering masters, University of Aberdeen, but no funded studies. My uncle promised to help me some way, disappointed. So I couldn't, you know, until later I find myself here. So no one doubts tangible proofs. Somebody, the keynote speaker said, you cannot give what you don't have. I see a lot of people running after people who don't have results to prove. And that's why you see today people don't have any result, because you need to meet with someone who has walked the path, not only just do the talking, motivational speaker telling you blah, blah. You want to tap into someone who has walked the path. And the essence of this book now is to make life easier. Somebody has done it already. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. All you need to do is to apply, right? I currently run a business where, you know, it's challenging, but one of the lessons we've learned is that learn, listen, ask questions, apply, and you get the same results of those who have worked ahead of you, who have successful results and proof. So I'm very grateful for this book. I'm going to be buying a lot to sow our seeds to people in Nigeria so that they can fulfill this dream of theirs, and others who are here not on funded scholarship can also seize this opportunity. Thank you, everyone, and thanks for the privilege to be spotlighted. Thanks, Gift.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul, Engineer Paul, Businessman Paul. We thank you for being on the call with us this evening. And I'm going to say this to every single person. You might be in a position where grad school may not be for you, but definitely you know one or two people that are always calling you from Nigeria and saying, oh, I want to come to Canada, I want to do this, or I want to do that. And this might just be an option, not just an option. It's, for me, it's one of the best ways, you know, to reduce the number of calls coming to your phone, help me to come to Canada. You know, send them the book, send them the book. One of the things Mr. Johnson talked about, I call myself a product of grace personally and a product of funding, okay? I'm privileged to have gone to school almost throughout my entire life, being fully funded, okay? And Mr. Johnson was one of the people that was instrumental to that. So once he wrote the book, I said to him, here is what I'm gonna do. For every single graduating class from my secondary school, they will have all the copies for every single student, okay? And that was the first thing I did personally, got over 55 copies for the graduating students this current year. and I'm going to be renewing that with Mr. Johnson as well. It's something that, you know, you really want to give back. It's something that you really want to help someone. You never know who's going to get in contact with that book, and it's definitely going to be a blessing to them. It could change a generation's future, okay? Literally, because I saw that in my life. So I'm going to say this to every single person. Please help someone today. Give them a gift that can change the future. So over to, let's go back to our author, Mr. Johnson. Very briefly, we're going to open up the chat now for some questions. Every single person on the call, if you have any questions, we're going to use the chat, or if you want to ask him directly, just use the icon on your screen to lift up your hand, and then I will unmute you, okay? So any questions for the author? Okay. Questions, you might not want to say it directly. You can use the chat. I know Mr. Johnson is going to also display his contact and all of that. So let's, okay, I see a question here. So Mr. Johnson.
Okay, I think the question says, I had my first degree over 10 years ago. Please, how possible is it to get fully funded a scholarship for master's degree? Yeah, well, that's a good question. Thank you for that question. I would say that we might not be able to answer that question correctly here, because don't forget that I said something that it's not even a question of how long you have stayed without going to school. Is, do you have what it takes to now go back to school? So one of the first things I usually do when I meet a client is that, okay, can we review your transcripts? Because it will make no sense if we start to apply to schools without you knowing exactly that you are going to qualify. So that's why I would say, okay, you can, in that case, you will send an email to one of our contacts, and then we'll get your transcript. Student copy is enough, and then we'll review it. If we feel that you meet the requirement, then we can then start to then guide you on how you can then approach and go about the whole process. And then one thing I would say is that if you get a copy of my book, it would actually give you a foundational information on what you need. So if you now need extra information, and then we can then get together for sure. So they will be displaying how you can contact us on the chats, and then you can reach out to any of our associates. We'll reach out to you. Thank you.
Okay, so there's another question there. For people buying the book from Canada, how do we directly send it to Nigeria directly from? That's Mrs. Toon Adindo.
Well, that is not a problem. In fact, copies of the books are in Nigeria. So if you don't have to buy from Canada, all you need to do is to place the order. They're going to be putting the link to order the books in Nigeria on the chats, and then you can order as many copies as you can, and then it's going to be delivered at your preferred location. So we have copies of the books already in Nigeria. Let me let you know that I used 2 Nigerian publishers to get this job done. And the good thing is that the feedback I've been getting from people who had bought this book is that the printing and everything is fantastic. So I'm very happy that even the one I ordered from Amazon, by the time it came out very wonderful. So the people that worked on it, they did a good job. So kudos to Value Plus, kudos to Booksurgeon. Those are the 2 publishers that I used in getting this project done. So if you are around North America or in Europe, you can order the book on Amazon, or you can reach out to me. If you're in Winnipeg or a part of Canada, I can get you an autographed copy from my end here, and then get it shipped out to you. So you can get the links to get the book will be shared on the screen, and on the chat box for you to order your copies.
Okay, awesome. I'm seeing questions regarding things related to people's final graduation grades and all that. I would say kindly reach out to Mr. Johnson directly or through the HeyJ Distinct Consult. You would see the link in the chat box, and also he would display it eventually at the end of the program. But sir, just a quick question from the chat here. Are e-copies available, and how much does the book cost, whether the e-copy or the paperback?
Okay, thank you for that question. We have e-copies, but I must say that we are very careful in getting the e-copies out there. Just for limited copy, we try to get the e-copies out. So as of today, I think the e-copy cost cost 7,500. The link will be sent to on the chat. The e-copies cost 7,500 naira. But after this launch, it's gonna move to 10,000 naira per copy. The paperback as of today is 12,500 naira, and then after this launch, it's gonna move to 15,000 naira. So one thing I would like to say is that if you get the e-copies for sure, yeah, we'll send it to you. But we do not want to get the e-copies to a lot of people because of the issue with plagiarism or duplication without any consent. So we push more in the area of the paperback. So if you want the paperback, for sure, the paperback are available in Nigeria. No matter if you want 1,000 copies, all I need to do is to reach out to my publisher in Nigeria, and it's going to be delivered to you. And in fact, I need to say that one of the dreams I have, where after I finished writing this book, was to get in touch and get in collaboration with a number of individuals as well as corporate bodies in getting this book available to every aspiring African child. I can work with anybody, we could work things out, but my dream is to ensure that every African child that dreams of studying in North America has a copy of this book. So, and that means that collaborating with individuals, collaborating with corporate bodies, collaborating with universities, collaborating with anyone, just you can reach out to me. I have my contact. Reach out to me, and if you are here, you can reach out to me personally. I'm open to get this done. It's my heartbeat, because this is the opportunity that North America gave me. It's developing me. I've not gotten to where I want to be, but it's developing me, and I'm very grateful for that. So I know there are a number of African child that are a number of African children, a number of Nigerian children that are farming in the villages, that are supposed to be in America. They're supposed to be working in NASA. They're supposed to be working with aerospace industries. They're supposed to be working with Tesla. I've worked with some of the best companies in Canada, so I can tell you that graduate school can put you on a very good pedestal. You just heard from Dr. Oluwaseyi, our keynote speaker. I have known him since my year 2. Graduate education gave me the opportunity to be working in one of the best companies in the world. So let us get this done. Let us make things happen, and this would happen. Yeah, you can see a Value Plus. Yeah, you can get copies of the book. Value Plus are already putting their information there for you to reach out to them, and then we'll work out how you can get the number of copies you want. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So if you're looking for the names of the publishers and their contact numbers in Nigeria, you would find it in the chat. Value Plus Publishing for the books, and their numbers are listed there: 08033924595 and 0808-394-2528. Ladies and gentlemen, our time is fast spent. We're just going to hear one more time from the author today, just for his acknowledgements, and we will call it a day today. Thank you so much for your time so far. We really appreciate you. Over to you, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so happy. And then I knew we had some technical glitches there initially, but I'm very happy. It is one of my happiest days because I'm giving a gift to the world. I mean, I have been privileged to be trained by my parents. This one I'm going to be doing some acknowledgement now, and some I might get emotional. No, I mean, it's not, because I'm a child of parents that gave everything they had to give me everything I wanted. They gave up everything. My story is still cooking. They gave up. So I want to say thank you so much, Daddy and Mommy, Pa and Mrs. Ebenezer and Mary. I know I'm very happy for helping me, for helping every of my siblings, for everything you did for us. I'm very grateful. And I pray that you continue to enjoy the fruit of your labor. I want to thank my siblings, my brother, my elder brother, Samson. Thank you so much. Because of time, we couldn't bring him on board to call. Samuel, Engineer Samuel, thank you so much. Esther, thank you. I'm not sorry that I had to take you through the pruning. I'm not sorry, but thank you for how you are turning. Thank you, Michael. People say we look alike. I think we are looking alike now, and then we are speaking alike. Thank you so much. And I want to thank Dr. Oshoba. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you. I met you when I came in 2012, and it's been wonderful. I mean, in Canada here. Thank you, my daddy, Dr. Pa Isaac Akim. I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be your son, and thank you for the trainings. Thank you for the advice and everything. Let me say this. Starting AJ Dixon Consult in chat is actually a result of a conversation I had with my father-in-law when he came around in 2017. Officially, I've been doing it in a very haphazard way before. So when we had that conversation, I was able to put everything in order. Thank you to all, to Dr. Ayorinde. Thank you to Mr. Ayorinde. Thank you to my wonderful wife. She supported me. She was my first editor. Dr. Bolanle, thank you so much. She was my first editor. Thank you to my children, Daniel and Joshua. I know they allowed daddy to write everything that I've been able to write in this book. And I can tell you that they know about this book. They know a lot of things. They would, if you call them, if you call me and they're around, they will tell you, you should go and do your PhD. You should go and do your PhD. That's what they will tell you. So I want to thank you, Dr. Kunle Oluwasegun. Thank you, Rukayat. Rukayat is a beneficiary of what we do at AJ Dixon Consult. Thank you, Wale Jagede. Thank you. I'm very grateful. Thank you, Mr. Katsit. Now, to let you know, the way myself and Mr. Katsit met was very different. His son needed help with his undergrad course, I think physics or chemistry and mathematics. I was a graduate student then, and I took it up upon myself, and I was able to help the son. I tutored him, and the guy will be graduating very soon, even if he has not graduated. I think he should be graduating very soon. So I'm very grateful, and ever since then, our relationship had gone beyond that because he's helping me with some things even back in Nigeria. Thank you for everybody that has shown up. Thank you, Mr. Ekaba. Thank you, Fumi. Thank you, Popola. Thank you, Mrs. Odunola Oshoba. Thank you, Sister Tom Adino. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tolu Ahmed, my publisher. Tolu did a fantastic job. If you have any publishing work you want to do in Nigeria, contact Value Plus. They are going to do a good job for you. And then also my other publisher, Book Surgeon, Akolade. It did a good job for the initial editing before I handed it over to Value Plus. So to everyone that has graced this occasion, I'm very grateful. Now, one thing I would like, Mrs. Amina Toguale, thank you. I will not forget you. Thank you so much. And then I want to end with this. This launch and this book, we have no meaning if we do not get everyone in Africa, in Nigeria, to have a copy of this book, as long as they have a dream of studying in North America. A lot of people have been swindled. A lot of people they've been scammed. They think they are myths around graduate admission. No, we have to get this book into the hands of everyone. And I would like everybody to get copies of this book to people back in Nigeria. I am going to be signing a lot of copies around here in Winnipeg to people that are going to be ordering it across North America here to be shipped out. So please go to Amazon, get your copy, go on the links that have been shared, get your copy. And I'm looking forward to reading your success stories. I'm looking forward to reading your success stories because I'm very sure this would go a long way in helping everyone to enjoy fully funded graduate admission. So for me, I still remain